Welcome to another episode of Tech Island. I'm Ryan, your host, and today it's a very special shoot because it's dedicated to my mom. So as you can see, I'm wearing white and this black pin. So, Mom, this is for you. It's going to be a very, very special product as well. It's going to be able to help a lot of problems at home and on small offices. So you better check this out. It's about a networking solution for everyone. Tech Island is presented to you by Suzuki, Cebu, and www.fineupgrades.com. Global technology within reach. So this is what we're going to feature today. It's the Powerline Ethernet bridge and a couple of products that go along with it. As you can see, it's just a simple box that you just plug to the wall. And as simple as it looks, it's as simple as it configures. What I mean by that, I'm going to tell you in a short bit. So let's start with it. I have with me some pen and paper because it's a low budget show, and we're going to try to make it sort of like a semi-discussion, so you'll understand perfectly what we're trying to say. Okay? So we're going to talk about networking. What is networking? Well, it's basically connecting two computers or more, right? Well, that's my computer. Now, if you want to connect two computers or more together, you need to do the process of networking. And that is putting a cable in between two PCs or more to make them share data or files or whatever it is you need to do in a small office or home. An example of a scenario is to share your internet connection, right? So I guess everybody already knows what an internet connection is. You get your provider from your telephone line, connects you to a modem, and this is your internet, and then the modem then connects to one PC at home, right? Now, if you want to share your internet connection with more PCs, what you need to do is you can either connect it from one PC, and so internet connection is shared between all of this, but what happens is this PC has to be on all the time. So what you need to do is to get another device called a router. So again, you have your modem, and then now you have your router. Okay, and what the router does is it then distributes your internet connection to all your PCs at home. Now you don't have to have this PC on all the time. Okay, that's PC number one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 PCs in one network. The router acts as a smart device that will manage all the data coming from the internet to all this. So that is networking in short. Okay. Now, aside from a router, there's also a different type of connection. Aside from a router, you have different types of connecting to other computers as well through Wi-Fi or through a Wi-Fi router or through a Wi-Fi access point. What it does is, sorry about that, you connect the router to your Wi-Fi with the antenna. This is the Wi-Fi access point, or you can actually buy devices that have this as one. So it's called a Wi-Fi router, right? So it's a router with an antenna, or if you already have an existing router, you need to get a Wi-Fi access point, which you then connect to the router. And what it does is, aside from connecting all your different computers via cable to share your internet connection or share your data or whatever you have, again, sharing between PCs, you can also connect them wirelessly. Okay? So you might have this PC here, you might have this laptop here. Sorry about my drawing. I'm not actually that good an artist, but you know, this is supposed to be a laptop, okay? So you can connect them wirelessly as long as you have a Wi-Fi receiver on your devices. So what you need when you buy a Wi-Fi access point, make sure, well, most laptops already have Wi-Fi access points. I mean Wi-Fi receivers, but most desktops don't. So you have to buy a USB Wi-Fi device to receive your internet connection wirelessly. Now that I've told you the sort of, in general, way of networking your home through Wi-Fi or through wires, I'm going to get to the detail. Okay, this is an example of a UT. This is what connects the router to your PC from one point to the other. Now, imagine if this is your house, okay, and it's got, you have imagine well, let's say a 3-story house. You have a huge house, and you have different rooms, right? You have different rooms, your kitchen, your dining area, and your basic connection, your internet enters this room over here. So this is like your IT room, where the modem is and your router is, or your Wi-Fi, or whatever you have. Now, you have computers here, you have a data system here, and you have something else here that you need to connect, and you have your network TV, or network fridge, whatever devices you have that need internet connection. Imagine if you want to give internet connection to all of them, you have to have wires all over your house, going to all these places, all coming from this IT room of yours. Wouldn't that be a mess? So you have all these cables running around, especially most houses here, or most small offices. This could be your office or your home, okay? Most of them didn't have cables built in. Unlike telephone lines, which you always prepare your house for telephone lines, you don't prepare them for networking your PCs. So once your house is built and then you decide, hey, I want to put internet connection all over, what do you need to do? You need to wire your house with cables like this. What that means is you have to break up your walls again, put your cables inside, seal them up, or for some areas where you can't break up your wall because it's too dangerous, you're going to just put moldings. Moldings are plastic containers that you stick to the wall to hide the cables, but you still see the molding. Another scenario is you might want to put a Wi-Fi connection in this area, for example. But your walls are too thick. So if you put your Wi-Fi here, you can't get your internet connection here because the houses in the Philippines weren't built for Wi-Fi. They're too solid, concrete, made that you can't get the signal to go through all these walls and all these obstructions. So what you need to do still is make a cable going up to the ceiling of this part of the room, and there's going to be wires again. So it's wires, 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 cables, cables, cables everywhere. And wouldn't that be a mess? Now if you have Wi-Fi here and you want to get Wi-Fi here, you're going to have to set up another Wi-Fi router here. Imagine all the ka-ching expenses you're going to make. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Okay? So, again, it's going to be a very expensive solution to network your home if you haven't prepared for it. This is what we have. I love this. I mean, if this came out about a year ago, I would have not spent networking in my house already. But it just came out now, and it's carried by Fine Upgrades, and the brand is also Fine Upgrades. It's called a Powerline Ethernet bridge. Now, what is a Powerline Ethernet bridge? Well, as you can see right now, it's a plug. It has a plug that you plug into the wall. Now, how does it work? What is a Powerline Ethernet bridge? If this is your current router, right, and this is the modem provided by your DSL, your ADSL provider. The different companies here, there are around 3 to 4 good DSL providers here. So they'll give you a modem. Now you need to connect that to a router, right? You really need to connect it to the router, because if not, your PC will be the one handling all the data distribution, and you wouldn't want one PC to be overwhelmed with all the data distribution. It's going to hang up, it's going to crash, and once it does, the rest of your computers are all going to just, So, how do we do it? So now you have your router, your modem, and what you need to do is, I'm going to draw up the house again. So, like, imagine this piece of